My engine exploded. That bill cost me more than 1,000 ringgit. Good morning, guys. We are departing Chin Swee Temple. Just got done with the morning drive, and I had some pretty good conversations with some people about maintenance bills or repair bills of their cars. And I thought it would be a good time to sort of talk about it because from a lot of conversations we have on Instagram, a lot of people want to buy used cars, right? Used cars are great because they depreciated, and a car that otherwise would have been 800,000 or a sports car that would have otherwise been, or supercar would have been like 2 mil, you can buy it for way cheaper, right? You got the advantage of the price, but sometimes the concern would be, what about repair bills? What if it breaks down, right? It's no warranty, it's kind of all on your own, right? So some of them shared some pretty cool experiences, a BMW owner all the way to Porsche owners, and someone like Alex who owned God knows how many cars he owned, like many sports and supercars. And actually the experiences are not so bad, So maybe I'll take this opportunity to share about my used car experience, because majority of, actually all my cars I own are all used, and what bills I've incurred throughout my lifetime. Okay, so I'm going to start with the biggest bill I ever had, right? And that's the BMW M235i, the F22, I believe. Is it F22? Okay, but it's the two-door M235i. I adored and loved that car so much. It was my first sports car. So I think 4 or 5 months into my ownership, or was it 7 months? I can't remember exactly anymore. My engine exploded. Like literally, it cracked to the point where you could see through the engine. Okay, and that bill cost me more than 60,000 ringgit, and this was 2016, I believe. Yes, 2016, I believe. Yeah, it cost me that much money. So what happened exactly was, I was in a gridlock jam in one of those like kampung kayu ara, and it was raining really heavily, but there was no signs of flood. But out of nowhere, the water just surged really quickly, and it surged as high as my wheel. So it covered my wheel, so obviously it's on the bonnet. I switched off my engine prior to that, right? So knowing that, okay, I'm going to get my car flooded, and I did it. And I subsequently towed my car to my workshop. But I think the mistake I did was, because we had this electronic, electronic gear shifter and stuff. So I had to sort of start the car so I can yank it to neutral so they can, they can tow it up. And I think that might have got some water into the engine. So anyways, they flushed the whole engine, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I'd driven it for 2 weeks. It was fine. But then suddenly there was an alert saying that not enough engine oil. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just some engine oil issue, blah, blah, blah. So I dropped my car off at the mechanics, and I went off to a little holiday in Krabi. Then I got a call from a mechanic, and they said, bro, your engine exploded. It kind of sucked because I was in the middle of island hopping. I was really enjoying my time, and my whole holiday was kind of ruined. And then I didn't know what to expect from the bill, but all in all, a new engine swap, parts, blah, 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 came out close to 62,000 ringgit, I believe. And that was my biggest bill. And my biggest lesson in that was to buy natural disaster insurance. Okay, always get it, and don't trust your dealer to make sure those things are in your clauses. Make sure you check it yourself, because at the end of the day, you are the person buying the insurance. They are just the broker of the insurance. So you make sure you check all the fine print of the insurance. Special perils is a must, I think, in Malaysia. But you got to check your clauses as well, because some of it doesn't cover entirely. So make sure you get your fine print studied, right? So since that day onwards, all my cars have special perils, right? Because we do live in a country that's prone to flood. The bill could have been cheaper because I could have just gotten a normal 335i N55 engine, but the M235i had a couple of different internals. I believe the pistons were forged or something like that, and I think the con rod and stuff, they're all slightly tougher. So rather than buying a local 335i engine and swap it in, I just imported an N55 from, I think it was Germany or something, and then that resulted in the big part of the bill. Yeah. After that, my car worked pretty okay. A couple of call plugs, common call plugs on those cars, spark plug issues, and I had also the charge pipe that likes to burst, so I changed to a steel charge pipe. But yeah, all in all, that was my most expensive bill, surprisingly. After that, I had a C43, the W205 C43. I had an air suspension, airmatic failure. I bought a used car, but I was still under Mercedes-Benz warranty, so we replaced that one. It was not a big deal. But I only owned the car for like 10 months, so the Mercedes I didn't have much to talk about. I had the 118i before the M235i, the F20, which is the Prince engine 1.6. I didn't want a lot of issues with the turbo and all. But again, every time I went to fix it, the turbo and some of the sensors, it was anywhere between 2-3K. It's not big to the point that it would break my bank account. Yeah. My Porsche, surprisingly has been one of the most reliable cars I've owned. I kicked the dog shit out of the car, right? I really whack it, and there isn't much issues, and it's all sort of prematurely, swapping parts. So for example, like my rear arms and my absorbers, they were just leaking a little bit. I mean, I could still drive it. It wasn't bad, but of course, I want the best optimal driving experience, so I just changed it. The hose, and then of course, rather than changing the rear two absorbers, I changed all four and upgraded to KWs, So, and then I of course changed the mountings and all. Those things all in all cost me close to 20 grand. Again, I could have waited for it to deteriorate further, but I just didn't want to. Right? So it wasn't like a catastrophic failure. I think a lot of people associate, buying these cars and having a catastrophic failure means the car cannot drive and it's stuck, And I don't have that much experience with those, except for the Alfa Romeos, right? Right? Given those notorious for those kind of experiences. So yeah, that's. I changed my brake disc and brake pads. Again, I could have just changed the front two, which was wearing out. The disc was still sort of okay, but I'm like, you know what, just do it. So some of these are just like, I prefer to spend the money rather than trying to skim money and spend less money. So my biggest bill on the Porsche was what, like 20 grand because of the suspension. Engine is perfectly fine. What I'm trying to say is that it isn't as bad as you think in relative to, like Porsche relative to the car price, isn't that bad. And I think what really helps is that, you do research. I did some research on these cars. Like I knew the DFI engine from Porsche is actually very, very robust. My car doesn't have any, not too much crazy technology, So it was quite straightforward. My M2 competition, right, the one that I owned for a short period of time, I had an ECU failure, right, which subsequently I found out that in certain batch of the early M2Cs had that issue. Luckily, it was covered under GMR or Evo Club extended warranty, which is backed by GMR, underwritten by RHB Bank. So that thing was just sorted. I didn't pay a single cent. So one of the other tips that I would like to give if you're owning a used car is get an extended warranty, right? If it qualifies for it. So in that case, I just sent the car into repair in Prestige, and then Prestige Car Care coordinate the whole thing with GMR, and then we just claim a new ECU, reprogram everything, and was perfectly fine afterward. Yeah, but there was no catastrophic failure. There was just wear and tear, and from what I understand with all the car guys, a lot of us change earlier than we should. Like, there's a little bit of problem, change it. There's a little bit of problem, change it, right? It's part of being a car guy. Yeah. So yeah, it's not that bad. And the Alpine, the Alpine had one sort of catastrophic failure in a sense where you can't drive the car. When you can, but it could be, not recommended, was that my O-ring on my fuel pump, it expanded and cracked, so petrol was leaking out of my car, and that happened when I was away on a business trip, and then my fiancée, then now my wife, she had to deal with the car, tow it to Prestige, and we changed the O-ring, right? But yeah, I think the moral of the story is that don't expect a used car to have no problems. There'll be wear and tear, but don't sort of write it off just because there's these issues. For me, don't listen to third-party advisors, opinions from people who they themselves don't dabble with used cars, right? Yeah, a lot of people have opinions about it. They say, "Oh, don't buy it because it'll be a horrible thing where you lose a lot of money and your car is in the workshop, blah blah blah." A lot of them may not be used car owners. They hear the second-hand or third-hand information. Sometimes it's just like, you just read something from the internet and then you have form an opinion and then you share it with everybody. So yeah, if you can watch my reels, you can see that a lot of guys up there they actually don't have a terrible experience with used cars. So I hope this video gives you a little bit of confidence to consider used cars, especially those of you who are thinking about buying used cars and then, holding yourself back, right? There's no definite answer. We can't give you a definite answer, but, yeah, work your way up there. It's not that bad, okay? Maybe join us in Weekend Drive, go talk to the guys who up here, right? They're very nice to share their knowledge. More of them are camera shy, so I only got the ones who are more brave to share on camera, and those who are not there, you can stop them. All right. So let me know in the comments below. What do you think about used cars? Do you own used cars? What's your biggest bill on a used car? If you enjoy this content like this, please let me know. Also in the comments so we can do more contents like this and share more about my personal experiences with my cars. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. I think that's it. Keep it 100, guys. And as always, take care and thanks for watching. Peace out.